Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Many people asked me on Instagram if I could make a tutorial of my most recent theme, snowflakes with watercolors. So I did. In this video I'll show you my tips and tricks on how I use watercolors in my journal. First I'll show you how I draw my snowflakes. I find this quite difficult. I usually draw 3 or 4 lines and add some arrow-shaped or circular details to them. The one that I drew second is my favorite. Besides, if you mess up, it's not a big deal, because in my spreads I'm using the snowflakes as a pattern, so a mistake or irregular snowflake won't stand out. After this we are going to practice watercolors. Trying out the watercolors on a page in the back of your journal is a great way to test out your paper. How much water can it hold? Do I need to work in layers? In my case the paper is coated, so my paint doesn't get sucked in right away. This means I have time to blend my colors on the paper. When you are working with coated paper, don't be afraid to use a lot of water. Keep adding darker shades until you're happy with your results. You can also let your paint dry and add another darker shade on top of it. Another cool trick for frosting themes like this one is adding salt on top of your watercolor. This gives it a really icy vibe. When the paint has dried, we can rub off the salt and start adding the snowflakes with a white gel pen. As an extra detail, I added copper accents with my paints from Coliro colors. Shiny, right? Now we are going to use this technique to create a weekly spread for January. I always use binder clips around the edges of my journal to keep my pages from wrinkling. With some painting tape, you can also use washi, I tape the area that I would like to paint. If your tape is too sticky, this will damage your paper, so I paste it on the desk a few times before using it in my journal. Again, start off with lots of water and a really light color blue. Keep adding darker shades, and you can use different techniques with your brush. You can dab the darker paint on top of the lighter paint, and if your page is still wet, this will create a nice and flowy effect. Repeat this process on the left side of the page. When the paint is a bit dry, add some more painting spots to create depth. After this, you can remove your painting tape. Be careful because the pages in your journal are really thin and they are easily ripped. Here you can see the paint slipped under my tape, which is unfortunate. To fix this, I use a white gel pen to trace a thick white line. This way my border will still look clean and neat. made another mistake by not waiting until the ink had completely dried, fixing this spot by taping some paper on top of this. Now start adding the snowflakes like we practiced. I vary snowflakes with white dots and stars to create a nice and winter-like pattern. Repeat this process on the left side. For this weekly spread I'm creating 6 boxes, one for each day except for the weekend. Saturday and Sunday share a box. I am tracing my numbers and letters with a favorite font of mine, April Fat Face. I printed them out in the right size, and because my paper isn't really thick, I can easily trace the numbers into my journal. Time to add some sparkle. I am using copper paint from Coliro colors again to give my numbers a shimmery effect. For even more detail, I'm painting tiny circles on top of the blue watercolor. I really like the effect that these two colors make. And then your weekly spread is ready to use. I really hope you guys liked it. If you want to recreate, I would love you to tag or send me a picture on Instagram. This way I can see your recreations. Also, if you want to see more pages or art, check out Dutch_dots. Last but not least, if you liked the video, please feel free to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. See you next time. Bye guys!